Alright you guys, so let's get right into this tutorial. I want to show you guys how I personally achieve a flawless complexion, a flawless makeup look as far as the face. I already prepped my skin with some skincare. You guys know the Believe Aqua Bomb is one of my favorite moisturizers, and for under eye cream I use the Clinique Pep Start. I do have a top on, it's just like a strapless top, so don't think like I'm naked. I'm gonna go in with my Kat Von D Lock-It setting spray. I love this because it is more of like a matte finish and really just controls the oil that I have on my skin. I'm so happy that it's finally cooling down even though I'm leaving for Mississippi tomorrow. I feel like whenever I film I'm leaving for Mississippi, but in Mississippi it's like 90 degrees, like 85 and up. So it's not like I'm really getting away from the hot weather. So lately I've been loving the IT Cosmetics CC Cream SPF 50, and this is in the shade Tan. So I'm going to go in with that. I'm just going to do 2 full pumps. Taking my number 47 Sephora Collection foundation brush, I'm just going to go in. And this is more of like a flat brush, but I love using it to buff product into the skin. And then afterwards I'm going to go in with a beauty sponge and just press the product back into the skin just to kind of even everything out, since sometimes with brushes it tends to leave brush hairs showing on the skin, which we don't want. I'm taking my Real Technique sponge, one of my favorites, you guys know. I am just going to press that into the skin, just make sure everything is nice and even. If you just want to stick to the brush, definitely just stick to that. But I like the feel that this gives my skin. It kind of gives me like a little bit more of a hydrating feel. It evens everything out. So as you guys can tell, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, I did my second lightening stage for my hair. I am going to keep my hair this blonde for right now. And you guys can see that application. It is nice and even. It's not just caked on, it's layered on, and I distributed all the product evenly and made sure that I went back in with that sponge that I personally find is helpful to pretty much just smooth everything out. So then for concealer, I'm just going to go in with the BH Cosmetics Total Coverage Concealer, and this is in number 113. I use this product in another one of my videos, and I did mention that a little goes a very long way, and it is very full coverage. And just highlighting the usual areas that I normally would. Taking that foundation brush that we did, I am pressing that product into the skin. So pretty much what we did for that foundation, same technique that I'm using with the concealer. Since this is a fuller coverage concealer, you want to work a little bit more quickly with it since it does dry and set itself. You can see when I was applying the concealer, I didn't go right up underneath of the eye. I kind of left like about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of space between underneath of my eye and where I placed the concealer. I like doing that because it kind of helps prevent from too much creasing and it feeling too heavy under the eyes, because once I'm blending it I can just move that product up towards the under eye and evenly distribute it. This concealer is super nice and creamy, but it's nice full coverage to where it will set, but I still set it with a powder just to make sure, because I am a little bit more oily, which we will get into then. When I was a makeup artist at Sephora, this would be like my go-to foundation brush for any type of application, because you can use it as like a flat brush and moving product like that. Just keep in mind when you are wiping with a flat brush, you are kind of shearing out that coverage, but I also use it as like a buffing brush too. So I'm doing pressing motions, which it's buffing the product into the skin, but it's also creating a little bit more fuller coverage than you would with a flat brush when you're pulling it. Same thing, going back in with that sponge, I'm just going to go over the areas that I applied the concealer. Before I go in with the setting powder, I'm just going to go back in with that Lock-It setting spray and go over the face. For under eyes, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder. Here, mixed things about how people feel about this. I personally love it because it does prevent that creasing, but I'm very lenient to how much product I'm actually applying. So taking that sponge, I'm just going to go right underneath of the eyes. Make sure all of that creasing is away. You don't want to go in with powder when there is creasing because it will just set into the under eyes. So taking that Secret Brightening Powder, I'm literally going to tap off excess. Pressing that powder into the under eye. I am not baking. I'm not making it visible to the eye. I'm telling you, if you use a damp beauty sponge, beauty blender, whatever you want to use, You put that powder on, you tap off any excess, and I like to open my eyes nice and wide because it kind of lifts everything. Press it to that under eye only with this powder. It will dissolve into the skin. I noticed a lot of people were saying, oh, I had flashback with that powder. It depends on how much you put on. But for me personally, I love this just because it does truly set and prevent any creasing for myself personally. Our skins are different, so this may or may not work for you, but this is how I achieve that flawless complexion. You guys know this powder is my baby, my Ben Nye banana powder. Had it for a year and a half, and you guys can see how much I have in here. It is a 1.5 ounce. Just taking that foundation brush, I'm just placing that in the areas that I get most oily, which is pretty much all over, but more so the center of my face, and I'm pressing that powder into the skin. I'm gonna go in and contour my nose. You guys know this, my Makeup Forever, the bronzer that they have, which is the bottom one right here. I don't remember the shade because it wore off on the back. Using my BOM 40 shader brush, and this is the Royal and Langnickel Omnia brush. Just sculpting out the nose. And then just to take away a little bit from the warmth, I'm taking that beauty sponge and I'm pressing on the sides. Taking my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro contour palette, I'm gonna go in and start with this shade right here. My Elena Badro brush. I don't know exactly the number on it, but it's more of like an angled blush contour brush. Take that right up towards the temple just to kind of warm the face. I'm gonna mix these two shades right here and going in with a bigger brush. This is the Pro Moda BMX 130 pointed blush brush. I personally love to be bronzed up. If you don't like that, then you can just go right into blush or just keep your face more at a minimal. Add a little bit more of a luminous bronze since that was all matte shades. I'm gonna go in with one of my favorites, my Radiant Bronze Light from Hourglass. Has a light shimmer to it, but it's not too glittery or it won't pick up too much in the light. I'm gonna take that same brush and just kind of go over top. Sometimes when you use too many matte shades, it looks too flat on the skin. I'm just gonna go in with my Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in Dazzled. Taking my Duo Fiber Powdered 516 Luxie brush, which looks like this. I'm using this type of brush just because if you are a little bit timid with the colors of a blush that you're using, whether it's really bold and intense, this pretty much just breaks it up, picks up enough, but it won't look too much on the skin. So you guys know I'm big on BoxyCharm, so in this month's BoxyCharm, I actually got a pretty good amount of things in there, and one of my favorite things that I've actually wanted to purchase a while ago was Prosecco Pop from Becca. Details of what BoxyCharm is in the description box below. This is Prosecco Pop. It's absolutely beautiful. It was in like the blush and highlighter duo things that they had. I just never had the chance to purchase this on its own, and I'm happy I have it. So I'm super excited. Going in and taking my pencil brush from Makeup Geek. First, I'm gonna go in and highlight underneath of that brow bone. I'm gonna dip into my Luxie tapered highlighting brush. Back in with that big fluffy brush that we did with bronzer. And with no product, I'm just going in and evening? Making sure everything is well blended out. I don't know if that made sense. Evening everything out. That doesn't sound right, but it might be right. Then just to finish off this whole look, I'm just going to go in with my Nude by Nikki lip gloss in number 140 Remake. Hey guys, so there you have today's video. I achieved a flawless makeup look as far as the complexion, and I just added a little gloss, curled my lashes, and added mascara. No false lashes. I did do my brows. I kind of just wanted this video to be more about the face, you know, the skin, and how to achieve a flawless application with different products and how I achieve that. This video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified on when I post. If you guys are new to my channel, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are always on my channel and showing love and support, thank you guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.